Okay, check this out. Right here's my trailer, man. There's a car going by. Okay, there's my trailer. Now we have every month, moon starts out, sliver to the right, builds up to half moon to the right, which is the first Sabbath day. This is the first seventh day, 1 through 7. And then the moon goes every day, 28 days, the moon has a little more light, a little more light. Each day is a little more light. See, now you know exactly what day it is by how much the moon is lit up. But the moon is deceiving. So right here's the moon right now. And believe it or not, it's just a sliver. It's just a sliver. It's only got about 3 days on it. It's going to take another 4 days for it to be a half moon to the right. That'll be the first Sabbath day. That'll be, so you know, when it's the first sliver to the right, it's the first day. And then 7 days later, it's a half moon to the right. Because each day it gets a little more light for 28 days. 29 and 30 and 31 is a new moon. You don't count those days. So the Roman calendar cannot be right. Church is not every Saturday, every Sunday. So anyway, I just took a picture of that moon. Now that's only a sliver of a moon. It's got 3 days on it. So today would be the 3rd. Every month on the 3rd, that moon's gonna look just like that. But what I'm seeing is a moon that's only got 3 days light on it. 3 days light on it. After it's got 28 days light on it, it's all the way back down to a little tiny sliver all the way to the left. So, I just took a picture of that moon, and even though I'm only seeing a sliver of a moon, the picture I just took looked like a full moon. So I just took a picture of the moon, all blown up. And instead of being shaped like a banana, it looks like a full moon. So this is very weird. But I'm going to take a picture of the moon at every 28 days in a row of all the different phases. And every month it's the exact same thing. Every month on the 14th, you go by 1 through 28, 1 through 28, 1 through 28, and don't count the other days as weekdays, because that's where they fool you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. You don't go by that. You go by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 weeks in a month, 28 days. 4 times 7 is 28. So there's only 28 days, Sabbath days in the month. So you got one on every 7 days. So it's 7th, 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. And every month on the 7th of the month, every month the moon will be, on the 7th of the month, that moon will be exactly half a moon to the right. And every month on the 14th, the moon will be exactly a full moon, the first night of the full moon. Every month on the 14th. Every month on the 21st, the moon will be a half moon to the left. It starts out as a small sliver to the right, and it ends up as a small sliver to the left. Then it goes back to the right, then it goes back to the left. Then it goes back to the right, then it goes back to the left. Every time it does that, it takes 1 month, 30 days. So there's 30 days in a month. The Roman calendar says 31. There's not supposed to be 31 days in a month. It's supposed to be 30. So the Sabbath days are 6 days you shall work, and the 7th day is the day of no work, and celebrate all you have. So that's how they told time thousands of years ago. They didn't have a calendar. They went by the moon. And man makes the pagan Roman calendar is made only to deceive Christians out of their Sabbath day. Because it says in Genesis in the Bible, it says in the 6 days of creation, on the fourth day when he made the moon. He made the moon for all signs and seasons, for days, weeks, months, and years. And he divided the light of the moon for for 28 days. And on the 29th and the 30th and the 31st, there's no moon. On the months, it's got 30 days in it. There's 2 new moons. The new moons are no moon. It's black. So you don't see, it's not lit. It says only the lighted days count as Sabbath days. 28 days of the month, it's lighted. So if you go, that's called the sun and the moon calendar, which is the way we're supposed to tell time. Because the Roman calendar is always 2 weeks early. It's always 2 weeks in advance. So even if they do get the Sabbath day right by the moon, it's the wrong shape. The moon was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. So the Roman calendar always runs 2 weeks early than God's time. God's time is 2 weeks later. In other words, if I just had my birthday today, on God's time, I would already had my birthday. Or I'm not that old yet. One of the either has got to work. Anyway, so I go by the moon. The moon has been perfectly on time by the millisecond for the last 6,000 years. It's right on time. The moon is always exactly lit up exactly every month on the same day, the exact same way. And I've got pictures on the phone to prove it. I've been keeping track of this stuff for like 3 years now, and it's absolutely perfect timing no matter what. If you go by the Roman calendar, it'll throw you all over the place. There's no way, if anybody, even a 5th grader knows how to do math, and you can only get 4 weeks in a month with a couple days left over, and there's not supposed to be any days left over. So you can't. So I did it every which way. 7 by 7. 7 by. I figured every which way you can. It always comes out one way.